So we got a new hype One Piece chapter review. Today, new chapter called Ultimate. And it's an info dump. Last chapter, they started a war with the Shichibukai. They didn't continue that. That's fine. That's cool. That's fine. You know, whatever. That's cool. They brought up an incident with Alabasta. We didn't see any more of that. That's cool. That's fine. That's cool. And we got hinted at some bad news about Sabo, but nothing about that. That's cool. That's fine. Cool. But we do start off at New Marineford on the Den Mushi with Akainu and Isha, which is pretty nifty. Isha seems to be in the middle of a fight, a little war, and he's on the phone. That's fine. That's cool. And he's just talking to Akainu about the abolishment of the Shichibukai, how they have the SSG now. What is the SSG? We'll find that out later. Like a couple pages later. And before they get off the phone, Akainu casually mentions, oh, by the way, Big Mom and Kaido teamed up. Or as I call him, Keto, because he's ripped, bro. And then Akainu drops some real poetic shit. He says to Isha, when the rains of disaster come, they pour. Cool. I mean, yeah. When I have a bad thing happen to me, lots of bad things happen to me. That's just the way it is. And from then on, to continue the Big Mom and Kaido hype, the hype train that's going on at Marineford, we go to Sengoku Sensei. Mr. Sengoku. He's teaching a class, and he didn't even ask anyone if they had any questions. Oh wait, I think he did it. Never mind. Void. Void Century. So he right away starts talking about Big Mom and Kaido, how they formed a union. They don't know the extent of it or what their goals are, but he pretty much just admits there's not much they might be able to do about it. And everybody's freaking out. And then he brings up the old Rocks pirate crew. I wanna rock! I want to rock! And he starts hyping that up. He shows a couple of moments from the past through detailed story about the history of Garp, the history of the Rocks Pirates, and a little bit of sprinkles of Goldie Roger and some other figures that are very prominent in the One Piece world. He details confirming Captain Rock's full name and him as a person. His full name is Rocks D. Zebek, which is cool because it's got an X in it, and that is cool. He also details that at one point, Whitebeard, Big Mom, Keto, and, surprise, he's back. Who knew if he was going to get mentioned ever again? Golden Ryan! He also details two names that we haven't heard yet, which is... I paused. That was for dramatics. That wasn't me messing up. What are you talking about? Silver Axe and Wangji. I was gonna say Zhangwei. I'm reading too much Kingdom. There's never too much Kingdom. I'm kidding. Also, another name he throws out there is Captain John, which, if you don't remember, was kind of in Thriller Bark. Kinda. Luffy took his armband his treasure, and then later gave it to Buggy the Clown in Impel Down. And I believe Buggy went and found Captain John's treasure. I mean, why wouldn't he? So from then, he starts detailing more about the Rocks Pirates' past, why they're not mentioned much, and why no one really knows much about them. It's because the world government tried their best to scrub history clean of anything that looks bad. So it is revealed that Garp receives his title through this fight 38 years ago with the Rocks Pirates that crushed them. Not through capturing Goldie Roger. Not capturing. Having him bring himself in? I don't know. Man, One Piece has been going so long and I've been reading it for so long, like stuff just slips from my head. Sorry about that. I'm trying here. But it turns out Garp was at... he went to fight with the Rocks Pirates at this island called God Valley. God Valley is supposedly no longer an island. Who knows? Could still be out there. They say you're not going to find it on a map. That doesn't mean you can't literally go find it. In this fight with the Rocks Pirates 38 years ago, Garp and Goldie Roger team up to protect celestial dragons and fight the Rocks Pirates. And the story goes that they were crushed that night. This is the official world government history that they're trying to lay out for everyone. I believe there's a hell of a lot more details to that they're not gonna spill the beans on, or Oda isn't gonna spill the beans on quite yet. But that's fine. That's cool. That's fine. The island has apparently vanished. The Rocks Pirates formation began on Beehive Island, which is currently Blackbeard's home base. Which is nifty. That's cool and all. I feel like there's some kind of symbolism there for Blackbeard. I'll talk about that later, my thoughts and theories on the rest of this, because the way they're sprinkling in details and little pieces of the past kind of tell me that we should look around for future events based on this. So after detailing all this, they decide to go into bounties. Yay, everybody loves the bounties. And we see a true scope of just how Luffy is nowhere close to these people yet. He is claimed to be a Yonko, which would make it the Goko. Might be wrong on that. I don't think 5 people can be Yonko, because that's 4. But that's fine. That's fine. First one he goes into is Blackbeard. We have already seen Marshall D teach his bounty. We are very caught up with his current history and accolades. And I don't care to say the number, because fuck 24/7, 360, all day, say ha 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 ha. I think that's what King of Lightning says. Man, that guy, he's a riot. But the next one he goes into is our boy, Red Hair Shanks. His bounty is basically double Whitebeard's, which shows just how new to the game Whitebeard is. Now, it's not a power scaling. It's based on your world threat and I guess what kind of things that you've done. Shanks has been in the game as a captain a hell of a lot longer, so he's had longer to rack up a bounty. The fact that Teach has only been really known as like a major pirate force for maybe 2.5 years It just kind of shows like his real threat. And you know, people like Keto and Lin Lin have had years to grow their bounties. I mean, Big Mom's like 68 years old. She's had plenty of time to grow her bounty. And when they bring up the red hair pirates, they also mention some of his crewmates and how he is the most balanced kind of crew as far as like racking up a bounty goes. And they bring up Yasa, which is close enough to our god Usopp. Oh papa. And that's cool. Shank's bounty is 4,048,900,000 Betty. And it was also revealed that he has only spent 6 years, technically, as a Yonko. So that means years ago when he met Luffy, he definitely wasn't a Yonko yet. And we've spent this whole time thinking he was. We didn't really know what was up with it, what the whole story was. And then they move on to Big Mom. Big Mom, we know. We hate her. We love her. It's mixed. I don't like her. I don't know anyone that is like, oh, I'm such a Big Mom fan. Her bounty, pretty close to Shanks, but still a lot higher. 4,388,000,000 flat. That's her bounty. Very high still. And then the man, the myth, the legend, the dragon, Keto, the buffness himself. His bounty slightly over Charlotte Lin Lin's Big Mom. His is 4,611,100,000. Yes, I wrote this all down because I am not remembering those numbers. And props to you if you do. Good job, guy. Good job, damn guy. And then, for some crazy frosting on the pie, they just throw out Whitebeard and Goldie Rogers bounties. Very nice. So, Whitebeard's bounty was a flat 5,046,000,000. That's a lot. This man, what a legend. Gotta love Whitebeard. Man, he was sick. God. I wish he was in the story still, but his death was so impactful. Marineford was such a hype arc. God, reading One Piece weekly at that time was insane. Like, everybody going bananas about it all together was so fun. Following One Piece for so long, like talking about it with everybody and getting to enjoy the community is fun. A little toxic sometimes. That's alright. All the communities can't be too great. All the communities can't be as good as kingdoms. That's cool. Goldie Roger. Moving on to him. His bounty is the highest we have seen yet. 5,564,800,000. That's crazy. But he was the king of pirates, so you expect him to have the highest bounty of all time. But what was Captain Rock's bounty? I'm wondering. Could it? Because, alright. So it was detailed that before Gold Roger's time, it was definitely the era of the Rocks Pirates, and they reigned for a while. So, who's to know how high the Rocks Pirates bounties could have been at that point? That's something I'm interested in seeing. I'd really like for Oda to jump all the way into this, like right now. Because he's blue balling the shit out of us, like Wano's hype. I want to see the fight at Wano, but then he throws all this at us, and I want to see it conclude. And like so many things are happening off screen around the world, like everywhere else, even in Wano. we never got a detailed account of what is going on with Law and what all X-Drake has said to him. Does Law know about Sword? What is going on? These chapters just keep on raising crazy questions. Crazy. In the end, Sengoku goes back to Wano country. And Akainu swiftly comes in and says, we're not bothering with Wano, that shit's crazy. And that's fine. Like, I didn't think the Marines were gonna storm Wano. I wouldn't advise it. But they mentioned that Odin had a fondness with Whitebeard, Goldie Roger, and Shanks all at one point. And Odin did join the Gold Roger Pirates, or the Roger Pirates, on his last voyage. I assume the raft time is what it is. And before that, he was a captain in the Whitebeard Pirates. He had his own ship in the Whitebeard Pirates, which is fudging cool. And, I mean, the chapter pretty much cuts off with that. So, I greatly enjoyed this chapter as an info dump. They didn't waste any time and just threw all of these bounties at us. That's all really exciting. But now I got some questions. So, Whitebeard had enough time to run around and have a son. Goldie Roger probably had a son. We got to see a little like silhouette-ish picture of Rocks. Now, immediately when I saw Rocks, the first thing I thought was Dragon. Now, he could be Dragon's father. Captain Rocks could be Luffy's grandfather. And I haven't looked up Dragon's age, but I assume he's old enough to be possibly a son of Rocks. Another thought that crossed my mind was Blackbeard. Could Blackbeard possibly be the son of Rocks? That's another thought that crossed my mind. Blackbeard did go to make Beehive Island, where the Rocks Pirates were formed, his base. Now, I'm sure that he is aware of the history, and maybe he's just doing it to kind of call back to an earlier time and like try and do his own Rocks Pirates thing, which he is. He's collecting devil fruits, he's amassing power, and he's becoming quite a large threat, especially with both of the devil fruits he has. And the devil fruits that he's collecting are insane. So, I guess as far as pondering on extra stuff, that's all I thought. The SSG that was mentioned is, that's an acronym. SSG is the Special Science. They are the reason why they don't think they need the Shichibukai anymore. And I'm curious to see what this weapon is and if they're deploying it against the 7 warlords. Because, like I said in an earlier video, I really don't think they're just rolling up to all these huge heavy hitters with just like the Marines on board. They gotta have something else in tow. And with that said, is Marshall D. Teach possibly the son of Rocks D. Zebek? Or is Monkey... Wait, that was about to be wrong. Or is Dragon possibly the son of Rocks D. Zebek? We will find out later, I'm sure. Maybe there's no significance. He has no family relation, nothing. But I'm looking forward to whatever comes to us next. I want them to jump back to Wano, but more of these chapters would be great. I'll take 10 more of them, please. That's all I got for this video, Chop Squad. Thank you for watching if you got to this point. I'll put the link for the Instagram and the Twitter. Follow us on there. Like my video. Share it with your friends. If you feel so inclined, I would greatly appreciate it. I love you. Thank you for checking me out. Have an awesome weekend. Was that bad? Oh, was that bad? The song was bad. For sure.